Dark sky, painful night, and a subtle touch that made her forget about her anxiety. She turned to look at the man who walked past her and accidentally brushed his hand against her. It was too sudden, she dropped the things she was holding. The man stopped, turned, and met eyes with her. Something connected, something that seemed like an entrance to another world. He bent and picked up her bag and returned it to her while she stayed frozen on her spot. Ryan, thank you. Do you want me to call a cab for you? You don't seem fine. I can drop you off if you'd like. He said, if Vine was wondering how could a mere brush of hand drive her crazy, his rich and deep voice enchanted her far beyond any explanation. Ryan, why did you think I'm not fine? He stayed quiet for a good minute before replying. Tired eyes, shivering cold hands in this hot weather, and distracted mind. There's only a few things out of many needed to identify someone's state. Did he notice all that by a mere touch? Wine. Thank you for offering, sir, but I would go my way. He took a step aside like a gentleman and let her pass. He was handsome, he seemed nice, but why did Wine feel so intimidated around him? As if this man held power beyond real. She went to her work and rushed inside, changing her uniform. She worked in a pub. The wrong side about it was that it was in a rundown area. Every kind of illiterate people with unethical manners came here. The owner herself was crazy to begin with. She tied her hair in a bun, in a rush, and something hit her head. She winced. The impact was too strong. It wouldn't be surprising if she would be bleeding. Lady, that's when you're coming to work? You're 15 minutes late, girl. Ryan, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Lady, now hurry up. The customers want to be served on their own. Wine bowed and rushed out. Her head hurt, and she felt dizzy yet continued to do her work. Taking orders, serving customers, hitting their taunts, running around the tables, that's all she did continuously for 8 hours without a break. Why was she working here again? Long story short, her parents took a huge loan, and when they couldn't pay it back, they ran away. One day, she woke up to find a letter that told her that. It was so painful, she didn't have the time to process losing her parents, and the next moment she knew there were people banging at her front door. It scared her so much that she tried calling the cops, but before she could do that, they burst inside. They demanded from her to pay back the loan instead of her parents. When she told them there was no way she could do that, they threatened her with her life. Going to police station didn't help at all. They clearly refused from helping her. It was insane, yet here she was, failing to secure any job. This was all she got to save her life. She even had to drop out of college because she couldn't pay back her expensive. The next she knew, she was standing beside a table, head bent low, and hearing the frustrated cries of a drunk customer. He stood up holding the glass of whiskey in his hand and turned it upside down over her head. The drink spilled down her hair and clothes, while he threw the mug away and it shattered into pieces. Why was she even responsible for the taste of whiskey? She was a waitress, not the one who made it. It angered her so much, yet facing these things for months tamed her. She would get scared at every little inconvenience. The lady owner came running and started to scold her and act all sweet in front of the customer, giving him free food for in return of whatever complaint he had about the whiskey not tasting good. As soon as Wine went back to take another bottle of whiskey, the lady came after her and grabbed her by her hair and pulled her head back. Lady, you can't do one thing right. Wine, he didn't like the taste. I can't do anything about that. Lady, stop making excuses. You make another mistake and I'll throw you out. Remember, I'm the only one who can save you from your murderers. She left Wine taking the whiskey bottle from her. Her eyes fell on the reflection of herself in the mirror. Dark circles, eye bags, dull skin, messed up hair, and the constant fear of death. She was cold all the time. There was not a single ounce of warmth in her life, and she lived with death threats instead of a family. That's all the assets she owned. She fixed herself, put on a forced smile, and went back to serving customers until it was off time. She received her daily payment by the end of the day. Now that she sat on a footpath in front of a grocery store with half the pay she usually got. The lady cut half of it because she made mistakes. Her legs were sore. She couldn't even walk herself back home, not to forget the constant pain in her head and the shivering of her body, even in summers. She looked up when someone stopped in front of her. Those shoes looked expensive and classy. When she looked up, she found the same man from this morning, the one who offered to drive her home. He seemed mysterious, powerful, yet oddly warm and comforting. He extended a cell phone, and by the shape and cracks on the screen, Vine realized it was her own. You dropped this? He said, and she stood up and took it with both hands in a polite manner. Vine, thank you so much, sir. You can call me Jungkook. She softly smiled and nodded, putting the phone back in her pocket. Jungkook, wait here. He went inside the store, and confused her did as he told her. When he came back, he extended a plastic bag. She took and found a few pain relief patches, a medical kit, and in another bag there were snacks and food. He always noticed her condition without making it obvious and never made her feel pathetic. A sudden rush of warmth washed over her, a kind of warm feeling she forgot that exists. Wine. Thank you. I'll repay you back one day. It was not the snack or the medicine she needed. It was the care she got from a stranger that made her hold onto the bag tightly, not wanting to return it even out of formality. Jungkook, I called you a cab. Go home. He pointed towards the cab and she boarded before getting inside the cab. She felt safe with him, the way he didn't ask her name or didn't offer her to drop her home in case she didn't want him to know her address. She opened her cell phone, glad she got it back. There was no way she could afford another. When she unlocked the screen, the first thing she saw was a contact list open, a new number saved by the name Jungkook. Her eyes teared up and she held her phone against her chest. She didn't know why he was helping her, but she felt like she was finally had someone, even in the shape of a stranger. She had someone in this huge world that she knew she could talk to. That night, after a lot of months, she finally cried, letting the burden off her chest, and slept with a full stomach. To be continued.